Why does this man never leave me the fuck alone? Like, leave me alone, bro. I don't want you. I'm not interested in you. Like, yo.
Stop it. Get some help.
You give me a vibe and a feeling like one I won't ever see again. This music, like I said, she won't heal it. Like one I won't ever see again. We blow the smoke.
All right, y'all, so we back with part 2. If you haven't checked out part 1 already, go ahead and check that out so you can understand, because I'm not going to give you no recap. I'm going straight into it. So my lawyer worlds, you already know what I need you to do. Like this video. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and push that like button, push that subscribe button, and push that post notification bell, because you and I already know that you'll love it here. That's why you're still here, okay? So let's get straight into it, because you know what I don't like to do, and that's what? Waste time. We're at the academy and I'm feeling good. Like, I feel loose, I feel free, I feel back to my normal self. I don't feel like there's no pressure on me or nothing like that. I'm just ready to do this and enjoy myself. It felt like I was kind of away at college again, you know. I had my car out there and I was gonna go out to the bars and stuff like that and enjoy time, you know, enjoy the academy experience. Like, we away. We getting paid to be here. Like, let's make the most of it. Let's go to class and then do our thing afterward. The first couple weeks go by. We're taking math tests. We're doing all types of stuff like that. We're doing PT, everything. We're getting into it. And I'm happy as hell. I'm not thinking about Biggie one bit, because I don't have to worry about him. I'm somewhere else. I'm going to be in this moment, in this time. Like I said, all of us was together. Thing 1, thing 2, all the other people I was with in my class, everybody. Now, in the academy, we take back-to-back tests. We're always taking tests. We're always studying. Now, one day I was off in the study room of the academy studying some new material. Thing 1 comes walking into the study room and was like, "I was looking for you." And I was like, "Oh, what's up?" He's like, "We need to talk." I'm like, "Talk about what?" Because now I'm a little concerned. Thing 1 is always the one that tells me, and then thing 2 confirms it. But thing 1 is always the one that comes to me, because thing 2 is kind of like on the quiet side. He don't like to speak up or get up in the mix up or nothing. But thing 1 is going to run it back to me and be like, "Look, this is what's being said about you." Thing 1 tells me about how he had to go back to the facility because he had to take care of some things in regards to him. Some paperwork needed to be updated. I don't know. And he was telling me that when he went back to the facility, he ran into Biggie. Biggie was asking him if I've been going out to the strip clubs down there, if I'm into girls, like, what do I be doing? How am I acting out there? Am I wilding out? Like, tell him what's going on with me.
You in my business? Yeah, don't do that.
He was telling me that he was doing all this and he was just grilling him about me and he was just talking to him about me over and over again, and it was mad weird and he was mad uncomfortable. So now I'm getting upset again because I'm like, yo, why does this man never leave me the fuck alone? Like, leave me alone, bro. I don't want you. I'm not interested in you. Like, yo, can you stop bothering me, please? I've never given you that indication. I'm avoiding you. Like, I'm doing everything. So why can't you stop?
Stop it. Get some help.
In that moment, I kind of took it in and I didn't react. I just kind of suppressed it and pushed it down because I was like, well, there's nothing I can do about it right now. He can't come out here. He has to go do his job. So I'm here right now and I'm going to focus on the here and now because I don't want him to throw off my mood. All right? I was trying to stay level-headed and in the present. So we get to the last week where we're getting ready to graduate the academy. Everybody's moving around. Everybody's excited. Everybody's doing this, that, and the third. But for some reason, the closer I get to the last day of me being at the academy, the more irritated I'm getting, the more upset I'm getting, the more stressed I'm getting. And I wasn't able to put my finger on why, because I was trying my best to focus on what's going on right now, that I didn't want to think about what the fuck was going on with him, you know? I didn't want to think about what was really stressing me or try to pinpoint why I'm feeling this way. I was just carrying out my days. It was way too much going on at the academy for me to even focus on this. Like, we about to graduate. We scrambling around. We trying to do mad shit. So now fast forward to the day before the ceremony. We're walking around the campus and I'm with one of my friends that I ended up becoming more close to while we was at the academy, and I wasn't really as close to thing 1 and thing 2 because they were in their own little group and I was in my own little group because it was mad people there from all different prisons training there. So everybody kind of branched out and had friends here and there. So I wasn't up under thing 1 and 2 like that. So I was walking with my friend and out of nowhere, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I broke down crying. It was out of nowhere. It was just like, I couldn't take it no more. I just broke down crying and I was shaking because I was scared. Scared because this was ending and I had to go back to the facility to be around this man where he makes me feel so uncomfortable and he won't stop. When you've had previous experiences where people didn't understand that no meant no, this type of shit right here is going to alarm you because you're in another situation where you feel powerless and you feel like you have no control. So you start bugging the fuck out. And that's exactly how the fuck I felt. I felt like my back was against the wall. I felt like I couldn't do anything. I felt like I couldn't tell anybody. Like I just felt like everything I did was not going to work in my favor. So I was getting fucking scared, okay? And then I broke down crying and I expressed to my friend why I was scared. And they convinced me to tell somebody. So I ended up going to the captain of the academy. We walked to the area where all the captains be at, their offices. And I told them that I needed to speak to them. My friend was right beside me waiting in the lobby. And I said, I'm scared to go back because I'm dealing with a sergeant that is, at this point, he's not understanding that I'm not interested in him. And everything he does is making me uncomfortable. And I told them how it started and what happened. They told me that I wasn't in the wrong, that it wasn't my fault, that this man is harassing me. And this whole situation is a complete HR violation. He's sexually harassing me at this point. So the captain said that he was going to make some phone calls. And he was like, this is not going to be that good old boy shit. We're going to take care of this because this is disgusting behavior. He shouldn't even be acting like this. They started calling people and calling people and calling people above my facility. They were calling people that was like the HR of my HR, the higher ups, the big dog, and telling them what was going on. They told me to repeat everything I told them to the person on the phone. I didn't know if they were gonna, like, how they were gonna carry out the situation. I was scared to even tell them who the person was. Like, I told the situation, but I was scared to say the name because I was so afraid of retaliation. Even though y'all are above them, y'all are not in the workplace with me to see how they act after everything is said and done. And I did not say his name at all. I did not tell them it was Biggie because I did not want to have to deal with the backlash. At the end of the day, y'all are not here. Y'all don't know what's going to happen. And I told them that coworkers have been telling me the things that he's been saying about me. They were asking me to give the name of my coworkers. They were asking me to give up thing 1 and thing 2. If I'm scared to even get myself in this, I'm not even gonna dare say y'all name because he's already trying to punish y'all in front of me for being even acquainted with me. So imagine what could possibly happen. So I didn't even reveal their names. Like I didn't even want to get them involved, especially because I didn't have that conversation with them to tell them like, look, this shit is about to be big. I'm about to really report this. Are you going to be able to tell them what you told me? I didn't have that conversation with them. So I didn't even want to put their names in there until I got that confirmation from them that they will stick beside me, because at the end of the day, if I don't have them beside me, then everything I say is pretty much hearsay. So I didn't give up no names. I just gave the situation. And they kept begging me and begging me and begging me. And I just kept saying, I feel uncomfortable. I don't want to talk about this anymore. And they said, okay, well, we'll get back to you. Just take some time to breathe. But we really need you to tell us who was involved and who bear witness to this conversation. I said, okay. And then the next day came and I graduated from the academy. I was avoiding them like nobody's business. They were calling my phone. They were trying to reach me and I just was avoiding them and avoiding them. And then I finally had the conversation with thing 1 and thing 2, and they was acting like they didn't want to get involved. We all were aware of how this shit could go so left so fast. The chances of it going left was so much higher than the chances of it going right. I understood their fear and I understood why they didn't want to get involved in this shit. I had to respect that. I couldn't get mad at them even though I wanted to. I'm like, damn, why can't you speak up? What the fuck, y'all pussy? But at the end of the day, they're looking out for themselves and they're looking out for their paycheck, and what's going on could affect their paycheck. Whether we choose to grasp that concept or not, it is what it is. For all we know, their days could get harder because of me. It already has. Even though they're not doing something that could cause a lawsuit, they could still make it very hard for them to work in there. Some people don't grasp that concept. Oh, I would have did this. Nah, there's a lot of repercussions that come with it that you cannot see on the surface. But over time, they came back a couple days later and was like, if you want to do this, if you want us to get involved, then we will do that. We will stand behind you and everything like that. So I said, okay. I was so happy that they said that because I wanted this shit to be over. HR kept calling me down every single day. They kept telling me like, you need to give us a name because they're hounding us to look into the situation. You need to give us the names of the witnesses and the sergeant. When they finally gave me the green to give their name, I walked into HR that day. I gave them Biggie's name and I gave them thing 1 and thing 2's name. And I felt relieved because finally we can get this shit put to bed. He can finally stop. This is what I thought. So HR is like, all right, cool. We're going to take care of this right away. This is a very serious matter. They went over my statement again and everything like that. And they said that they were going to talk to Thing 1 and Thing 2. So now it comes time for Thing 1 and Thing 2 to get involved. And y'all tell me why Thing 1 and Thing 2 folded. And I understand why, because not everybody's as strong as I am, but this scare tactic shit that they be doing is crazy. Pulling them in the room where everybody all around them and grilling them and acting like they're in the wrong regardless of whatever comes out their mouth. I would be fucking scared too and be like, fuck this, I don't even want no parts of it. So they ended up saying that they don't know nothing, they didn't see nothing. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all no lie. I was mad because I'm like, yo, why didn't you just tell the truth? Why didn't you just say what it really was? Why don't you tell them exactly what you told me? But they ended up not doing that. And that's honestly a big reason why I started distancing myself from them even more, because bro, this is a big accusation. This man is hunting me down. You've heard the disgusting things he said to you, and all I ask for you to do is repeat what you told me that you heard. And y'all have sat here and told me that this man has showed you on y'all off time footage of what he would want to do to me and this, that, and the third. And you mean to tell me that you can't tell them exactly what you told me? Like, you're not worried about how I'm feeling? What if this was your sister? What if this was your mother? Like, why didn't you, like, I don't know. I just felt like it was such a bitch move. Like, you should have said something. And y'all pussy for real. Because y'all didn't say shit. Y'all folded under pressure, and y'all knew good and well this shit was wrong on all fronts. That man is a fucking predator, and you didn't say shit about it. If they ever watch this video, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all pussy, for real. Pretty much the whole thing fell apart because it was just my word versus his. Somebody fresh in the prison in their probationary period arguing against somebody who is dating a lieutenant and they're a sergeant themselves. So the whole thing was just fucked up. I started realizing like what was against me, and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna file a complaint, but I don't want to file a full report because the way this shit was lined up and stacked up against me, I had to see it for what it was. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I took that to the chin. I did. I made the report known. I made it very clear to them. So after that, the warden and HR got involved and called him down to their office and told them that this behavior has to stop, that they got a complaint. I ended up finding out that he denied it, and he said that he didn't do nothing of the sort. Because of the fact that the higher ups got involved and was on it, they was like, you need to do something about this right away. They had to really like kind of put their foot down. It was like, still like, you cannot be doing this. And they just kind of made it clear like, we're putting this in your file. This is what was relayed back to me from their meeting. Then they separated us. So I ended up getting put on the other shift, the other day shift. And I was glad because I was no longer going to be around Thing 1 and Thing 2. And I was no longer going to be around Sergeant Biggie. I was mad happy, all right? Because I'm not going to lie to you, in my heart of hearts, it was really fuck them. I was really not rocking because the way they did me was so grimy. Like, how was y'all sitting there saying, we're going to stand behind you, we're going to stand behind you, and then you get there and you fold? Not like I just threw you into the fire. You made the conscientious decision to walk into this with me and still fucked up. So it's like, you built differently from me. He ended up telling everybody that I was lying on him. You know, word gets around. If you think word don't get around about shit, it does. A lot of people were secretly walking up to me thanking me for reporting him because they said that he's been doing it for a while. They be calling him a predator. They be saying that he's always been like this and nobody speaks up. But the crazy part is I was almost one of those girls that didn't speak up because I was so afraid of the type of power that he had. When I ended up getting taken off his ship, I was relieved because I didn't have to deal with him no more. And I was fine with that. But yeah, y'all, that shit was a hot ass mess. That man was a stalker. He did not get punished for it. He got a slap on the wrist. Nothing changed. Nothing happened. And partially that shit was my fault. But don't worry, I had something for him because he still would try to find ways to stalk me when he was covering my shift. And he ended up getting switched over to my shift later down the line. And I gotta tell y'all a story time about that because I gave him the craziest cuss out. So if y'all want to hear that story, put that in the comment down below so I can make that for you, because one thing about me, once I put that paperwork in, anything goes after that. So if you come and try to provoke me after I've already reported you for doing what you do, I'm gonna start blacking on you crazy and you can't do shit about it because there's already a file saying that you be harassing me. So if I start spazzing on you or you find a way to come around me and you piss me off, it's always gonna work in my favor because you have to play the paper game. You have to have a paper trail so that people can understand why you was acting the way you was acting. So every time I seen him, it was on site. If he said anything left to me, I was blacking on him every every single time. Like, bitch, don't even come around me. I'm not about to keep being fucking scared because every time I see you, you want to say some weirdo shit. I'm taking my power back. I'm taking my control back. And it's on site every time I see you. If you say anything to me that come off, bitch, I start cussing you the fuck out. And I wish you would say something to somebody, because a lot of the times he would come to my building without getting permission to. He would come to my building for no reason. He had no explanation as to why he was in my building, because he was looking for me. So I got what you looking for, bitch. Y'all already know I had to get my power back. I had Ray for this roach. Every single time I saw him, I started blacking on his bitch ass. Every time he did something that made me feel uncomfortable, I'm blacking on your bitch ass, and I wish you would tell somebody so I could tell him how the fuck you be harassing me. Tell him that. And that also, I would have them ask you why the fuck you was even over there around me, knowing that I put a report in for you. So what was you really over there doing? That's how I was coming. It took me a little minute. He caught me lacking. I was down, but then something in me was like, why you keep letting this man scare you like you not a tough girl? Why you letting this nigga scare the Jersey out of you? If you don't start barking at this nigga and start showing him who really runs shit, like, I wish the fuck you would. You already put the paperwork in. So from here on out, anything that happens is their fault, because he should never be around me. I just had to treat it like that. If he said anything or did anything that made me uncomfortable, I started going the fuck off. And I did not get in trouble for it, because I wish the fuck they would. I would have you in court. So I was over here coming off like a victim, but I couldn't play victim no more. That's just not in my DNA. I gotta handle this nigga the way I know how, the way I see fit. After word got around, Lieutenant Honeybun was up under me. She was smiling in my face. She was mad happy. And I was starting to think something was wrong, because I'm like, I just reported your nigga, like, and you're really smiling in my face, like, you really up under me even more now than before. And I used to kind of just like keep her at arm's length, because I'm watching her, because I'm like, why is you up under me after I just did your boyfriend or whatever the fuck he is to you dirty like that? Because I had to really report him. I don't know what their dynamic was. That shit was fucking weird to me. For all I know, she probably was just happy I reported his bitch ass, and this is why she grew fond of me, because I didn't want his ass. But yeah, that's really the end of that. And I will come back with a story time, a part 3 for real, as to why I went off on him that one day, because he let some time go by before he was back on his weirdo shit, on his harassment shit. So I had to handle that the way it needed to be handled, okay? Because I didn't handle it right the first time. So if that's something that y'all interested in, like I said, go ahead and comment down below and tell me that you want a part 3. If you like this video, go ahead and push that like button, that subscribe button, and that post notification. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that, Snapchat, all that. So my queens and kings, my loyal royals, you already know what I want you to do, and that's what? Stay blessed and stay royal, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.